Okay, my dear ones, very welcome into this sanctuary, not only those beautiful people in the room, but all you beautiful people looking in. We're very aware of your presence here, and we are ready for something to be revealed to us by having it revealed through us. And you never know how that's going to show up. And the book that I had this morning that I was going to share from, of course, it's sitting on my desk in my bedroom. But then this opened up, and I said, all right, that's what you want us to look at, we will. And it's The Mystery of A Course in Miracles, which is very akin in many ways to what we teach here. And I just opened the page from some quotes from the Course in Miracles. And the first one says, it is possible to reach God. In fact, it is very easy because it is the most natural thing in the world. Now, you and I were not taught that as children. For the most part, I don't think anyone was in this room. I know in my education growing up, we got an idea that God was very far off. And if you were just good enough, you might get a glimpse. And all the time, and certainly I think Spirit has a sense of humor, Spirit is giggling inside of us saying, you're already there and I'm already here. All you have to do is breathe in, breathe out, and know that I am with you, as I said I always would be, and I always will be with you. Ooh. So we had a lot of catching up to do. Every moment of your life and mine, you're in the presence of God, and the presence of God is in you. Now, we may not be aware of it, but that doesn't take away from the truth, the fact that every moment of my life, I'm in the presence of God, and God's presence is in me. Can you imagine when you're having your most horrible hissy fit, suddenly catching an understanding of that? And saying to yourself, well, I don't think this is the way I'm supposed to represent the power and the presence within me. Not that Spirit is any judgment around it, Spirit doesn't. But I could make this easy for myself, this thing called life. I could realize that with this presence with me, nothing can be against me. And yet, why is it appears sometimes that everybody and everything is against me? Oh, thinking makes it so, that's all. The mind has run away with us. The whole idea about thinking they're against me, or they've something in for me, or they don't like me, or whatever it is that goes through minds. The best way to take that on is to take it on within yourself. Don't have to do anything out there. You take it on within yourself, and you remember, with God for me, nothing can be against me. Well, if God is living, moving, and having its being within me, God is for me. So who is it then that's not for me? Don't tell anybody the secret. It's yourself. Now that's cold comfort in the beginning. It's very cold comfort in the beginning. But see, you and I and everybody on this planet has a way of telling ourselves the most dreadful stories about how our lives are and how people are in relation to us. We run amok and we allow those stories to run away with us. And before you can turn around, you're ready to thump the lights out of someone or some persons, places, or things. Because you just told yourself how horrible they are and how they're out to get you. I can't tell you how often that happens, more than you might imagine, in your own life and in the lives of others. So you're setting yourself up then for stress and anxiety and being friendless, because your vibe is felt. You don't even have to say a word. Your vibe is felt. So what is the answer to all of that? The answer to all of that is, if you have a question concerning somebody and you think somebody is out to get you or whatever, why don't you have a little chat with them? Instead of going around the neighborhood and telling everybody, he, she's out to get me. That's just digging you deeper into your ditch. Just say, I might be imagining it. Probably am imagining it, but it seems to me that I'm not sensing a friendly vibe between us. Just wanted to check it out. Do you think you're capable of doing that? Well, yes, but are you willing to? Few of us. See? Being capable of one thing, but being willing is another. It's like my mother would say over and over again, as you often hear me say, do you hear me, child? Yes, Mom, we hear you. Well, heed me, child. And she nearly hissed the heed out. And when we were very small, didn't know what she was meaning by that. But you say to yourself sometimes, do you hear yourself? If you do, you say, well, heed yourself. The greatest wisdom you're looking for is going to come from within you. Nobody else knows you like you know yourself. However cockeyed that awareness of yourself is, nobody knows you better than you know you. Wednesday, I can sit in the steps. That's the saddest part of it all, dear ones, that we have the capability within ourselves to take care of ourselves, to manage ourselves, to keep ourselves healthy and well, to keep ourselves in a life that we are living and not just existing in or surviving in, but a life that we're actually living and happy to be living it. I'm going to ask you, what are the 3 constant and continuous stories that loop in your mind that get you all anxious and upset? It's a rhetorical question, but think about it today. Go to your journal tonight, make a decision around that. Pick one of them and start working on them, because you've more than 3. But let's start with one. What obnoxious story are you telling yourself over and over and over and over again? And within the story, you'll find a whole lot of blame and excuses. And when you and I do that, we abdicate our own strength. We abdicate our empowerment. We give away to some person, place, or thing power over ourselves. That person probably has never even thought about you in that way, and they're certainly not thinking about you now. But you have that person stuck to your umbilical cord, your spiritual umbilical cord, chained to yourself. Isn't it strange how we do it over and over and over again? Doesn't matter what we hear, what we read, what we study. We're so habituated into thinking so less of ourselves that we think, that's what they're thinking, that's what he's thinking, that's what she's thinking. I know it. And some do this almost to the point of paranoia. And it's a very bad habit that creeps into us when we're very small. And if we don't stop it somewhere along the line of our lives, we're always going to be miserable in the sense that it doesn't matter what good we're enjoying or what good happens to us. That little cloud over there is what's catching our attention. Life would be fantastic if, but for. Who is going to keep being in charge of you? What is going to keep being in charge of you? Everything and anything and anyone but yourself? You are empowered. Go and empower. I had written up in every classroom I've ever taught in, be it junior school or in my teacher's practice, middle school teacher's practice, high school, junior college, and all kinds of classes. You are empowered. Go and empower. Now, how are you going to go and empower if you yourself are surviving on your last fume of what you think is empowerment? And the world needs you to get out there and empower it. It really, really does. Now, if you're always preoccupied with what you haven't got and what you don't feel and what you, oh God, help us all, you're going to be unhappy. You don't have to be unhappy. When you and I have ailments of certain kinds, it's because we have too much focus on ourselves and we're not putting enough focus on others. We're too endeavoring to serve ourselves and not think of serving others. And that's what we're here to do, serve. Not to be a servant, but to serve. There's a big difference. To choose to be a very real and present help wherever you are. To choose to put a smile on a face. To choose to hold the door open for someone. To choose to pick up a package if it falls and it's an elderly person. To choose. There are bazillions of opportunities every single day to make a difference in someone's life. Bazillion. Yesterday I was going to save it for Sunday, but I'll tell it again on Sunday. But yesterday I was going to I was down by the supermarket down in Bonds. The Dollar Tree is beside it. And I thought I'll run in and get a few decorations for his church for the Sunday and this and that and the other. So I went in and I did what I usually do. And somehow I always do it in the Dollar Tree or the 99-cent store or wherever I am. But I do other things in other places. There was one lady, and she was the only one, and so she was the only checkout person. I am in so much admiration for that one person who's checking out a big line of people who are in a hurry to get out the door. If that was me, I'd be making so many mistakes I cannot tell you. I've great admiration for them. So anyway, when my turn came to get up to her, I was buying candies. And I took out a bar of chocolate, and she was ringing them up, and I said, now that last bar of chocolate is for you. It's just a little thank you for being so wonderful and managing all of this so well and getting up every day and coming in here and serving people when they're not always at their best. Just keep knowing we appreciate that. And the lady did nothing. She stood there holding it like this. So I started to pack up my bags because she wasn't moving to do it. Next thing I look at her and she's sobbing. She is sobbing. I said, oh my goodness, is there something the matter? Is there anything wrong? Is there anything I can do for you? And when she caught a breath, she said, it's just nobody has ever done anything like that for me before. And I get teary-eyed when I think of that. A little bar of chocolate. And the acknowledgement, she was seen, she was acknowledged. And you know, she wasn't one of them. People I like to do that best with are the ones who are just grabbing things, putting them through the thing, they don't even look at you, and so on and so forth. I love doing it for them. And at the end I say, oh gosh, you're having a really busy day, aren't you? You hardly have time to blink. Just want to offer you this little card. It's just a $5 Starbucks card, but you might like to go and have a nice coffee for yourself when you have a moment. And then they completely collapse. They come back to themselves. They stop being so I can't tell you the amount of times I've done that, and it's always been the same. Even with a very, very angry person at the airport. She's checking everybody in, and it's about maybe 5:30 in the morning, and she just doesn't look up, and she's grumping and grousing and so on. Of course, it takes me, I go, are you having a very hard day, dear? I said, it seems you're having a very hard day. And I can understand it, because it's a long line, and it's an early morning, and you probably didn't get enough sleep. Oh, she said, no, I'm okay. But then she became very attentive. I'm telling you this so that you can be empowered to go out there and do little things like that that you may not have thought about before. It's no thanks to me. I'm so well practiced in all of this. Remember, I've had ample opportunity to be able to be practicing that. All those years as a nun, all those years teaching, all those years with other spiritual institutions. So there's no great thanks to me. I don't have to effort at it. And so I say to people, there's no great thanks to me. We all come in with our own different gifts, you know? But it is an effort for some people to do that. Feel awkward or whatever it is. This is real spirituality, what we're talking about. This is what gets you and gets me through the rough patches. Those little forgotten acts of kindness and of love, as the poet said. That's what'll get you and me healed, whole, and healthy. Mindful service. Awareness out in the world. You won't be the ones that'll be bumping into people. You won't be the ones that will be cutting in on people. You won't be the ones that are making a fuss out there. You won't be the ones that are scaring the little elderly ladies when somebody approaches them, they don't have a mask on. They kind of freeze in place. No, you won't be those people. And you won't even know you're being kind. Because people who are being kind don't know they're being kind. They're just being themselves. And you know, the best success in life comes to all of those people who are out there doing a great, good job. They don't even look for promotions. They're too busy getting on with what they're getting on with. But they're the ones that get the promotions first. I just want you to feel so full of power, so full of the ability of being able to make a difference here. Just by being yourself. I mean your mindful self, your awakened self, your alert self. Let's none of us go through a day just interiorizing everything and just thinking about our own lives and our own selves. Because when we do that, we're not aware of what's around there. We're not aware of the riches we could bring. We're not aware. and stop getting so offended by others. I've always focused on that, and you know that, those of you who come to all of these. Stop being offended. It's killing you. It's stopping you. It's blocking you from great blessings and rich good. Just say, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do, as Jesus did. Because we don't know what we're doing. If we knew what we were doing to ourselves by hurting and upsetting someone else, we would turn white to begin with in the face. Blood would drain out of us. And then we'd soon make a new decision about how we're going to be. Here's another little piece of spiritual advice. Especially for those people who have upset you, hurt you, despitefully used you, etc. Say and mean it. I bless you, and I wish no negative karma in your experience because of my upsetness and hurt. I wish you no negative karma. Then you know you're really getting this teaching. Most people say, oh, don't worry about it, they'll get their comeuppance. We don't want anybody to be getting their comeuppance. We want them to be getting their wakeful state. You see. Now, to be able to get to that stage, you need to be a little bit of a black belter. But we start with little increments, don't we? Does any of this make sense? Good. Because this is the bread and butter stuff of spirituality. I mean, we can talk and we can discuss. We can talk and we can discuss. I've never touched this and it's fresh.
Thank you.
And then you can hold it for your mom if she needs it. But you get it. It's just a little chewy, nibbly, little yappy things at your feet, so to speak, that gets on your last nerve. And you may be able to put up with something huge and big, and then this poor little yappy thing that comes along gets the full brunt of it. Now we're going into this holy season of Advent soon. And it's our calling to pull ourselves together, to pay attention to ourselves, to prepare ourselves. It's a time of preparation. Prepare for the great energy of Christmas and all the other celebrations at that time. It's a good time of the year to practice mindfulness. And be on the lookout to see where you can make a difference. When we were in the convent, we used to have our meals in silence, unless it was a feast day or a special occasion. And because we're all sitting on one big long table and so on, we had to pay attention to who would need salt or pepper or whatever, and anticipate the need, and then pass up the things, you know. It was good training. Pay attention. Be mindful of people's needs. And I know you're all in that mode to be able to do that, or you wouldn't be sitting in this room. I know that you want to be the difference that you came here to be. I know that. So the next time you feel like grousing and grumbling, don't. Say, I'm going to keep my energy pristine. I want to keep all of my energy bright and shiny so that I can serve at a very high degree of consciousness. And I'm not serving because it looks good on my resume or whatever. And I'm not serving because, oh, I suppose I have to. And I'm not serving because I really love and love and love it. I may not. I'm serving because I want to. There's a need and I'm endeavoring to meet it. So wherever you see a need, always endeavor to meet it. You don't have to go around and look for them. Oh, they'll find you. But if a need crosses your path and you can serve in some way, always do that. Always do that. Because why? The universe always says yes. And you are the universe in manifest form. Yes to good and only good. And in this beautiful room, it all seems so sensible and so easy. And of course, we'll do it. Now, as soon as you get outside the doors and out into the marketplace, hang on to that. Hang on to that. I'm here to make the difference. I'm here to serve. And by serving and not responding in a negative way to something, you're helping the people or the other person or whatever not to get deeper into their fisticuffs. So know with me right now. This is what I know. Say it. Exactly as I am. I'm ready. I'm willing. And I am able to bless myself. And in so blessing and acknowledging the truth of myself, I'm ready to bless all of life. Because Spirit by means of me is on the move through me to take care of the business of the kingdom. And I say yes. And I'm showing up as one individualized expression of life, of light, of love. And that's all I have to do to take care of business. Over and out. And so it is. Isn't that neat? My goodness, you and I are going to have such a splendid day. I can't wait to be out in the marketplace and say, like the girl that saw me in Michael's with the two big, huge of Christmas trolleys, bring it on. I thought she was going to go, oh God. No, she said, bring it on. And she taught me a really, really, really good lesson, I can tell you. Bring it on. So, my dear ones, I think that the bottom one is my one. Yeah. You are far more powerful than you know you are. You are far more capable and able than you think you are. You are ready right now, regardless of your circumstances, situations, and conditions, to make a difference in life and living. And when you do, your life will become better. Your health will become better. Your work will become better. Whatever will become better. Because what you put out there comes right back at you. Pressed down, spilling over with interest. So do endeavor. Don't effort, but endeavor. And see the blessings that will come your way. You'll amaze yourself. And remember, in life, you're the only one you have to amaze. No one else. And now we have an opportunity to share from our own abundance. It doesn't matter whether our own abundance is $1 or $1 million, as long as we're willing to share a little of what we have to make somebody else's life better. So we take our gift and we hold our gift between our blessing hands and we say, Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper. All those who give and all those who receive. I rejoice in the sharing of my good, and I release my gift with love. Great! I've enjoyed my time here with you today. I hope you've enjoyed being here. Now, how many of you are coming to the annual meeting luncheon this week, Sunday? Okay, some of us are. Be sure you're in touch with your captain. Okay? That's great, and I'm looking forward to it. Absolutely, I am. So, you're going to get up, you're going to get out, and you're going to go out there and splash your beautiful light all over the place. Give everybody a spiritual spa around you. And all you have to do is put on a happy face, but not pretending. Just a smile lights up the world around you. So, are we ready to get up, get going, and get out there? And be your own great good self? And so it is. Up and at it, everybody. The best is yet to be. The best is yet to be in this day and all the days of our lives. I can't wait for the best to be. And there you are. I never did anything with this little thing, but then you know how it goes. There's another time, another place.